The recently uncovered debate on prejudice by African teens in 1950s America has captured the attention of the world. Delegates from Nigeria, Ethiopia, South Africa, and Gold Coast, now Ghana, participated in the event, which you can watch here. Many viewers were left asking, what happened to these youngsters later in life? Here we show you what we discovered. Firstly, what were the circumstances of this debate? Well, the Herald Tribune World Youth Forum was a program hosted by the USA from the 1940s to 60s, which brought some 30 high school-aged kids each year from all over the world for a cultural exchange. They stayed with American families that had children of similar age and attended American high schools. They also took part in televised debates and discussions that were broadcast in the USA and Canada. This was at a time when America was battling racial segregation between the white and the black population. Martin Luther King Jr. was just starting the civil rights movement, and South Africa was deeply under apartheid rule. The subject of prejudice was more relevant than ever. Mesfin Banega, who represented Ethiopia, was the youngest of the four. Some of his statements left audiences scratching their heads, such as his declaration that Ethiopians were not black and were in fact prejudiced against black Africans, who were referred to as Negroes at that time. And famously, one of his comments garnered a scathing retort from the Nigerian.
I hear this honorable gentleman is from Ethiopia. I think it's high time Ethiopians come to the side where exactly they are. I usually wonder, are you Negroes? You are not Negroes. You say you are not Negroes. Are you white? You're not white. What are you?
Well, I told you the answer. We are not Negroes. We are one of the lost tribes of Israel. It's just because our faces are burned that we look like Negroes.
I brought the point you are lost. I think that makes a conclusive answer.
We hope that Mesfin changed his peculiar views with time, which were likely a result of his upbringing, as Ethiopians today are proud black Africans. So where did this kid end up? He became a higher-ranking naval officer, reaching the rank of Commodore. While in active service, he was also an economic advisor to the Ministry of National Defense. After his military career, he took on a diplomatic role, serving as a military consultant for the African Union. He was involved in the deployment of the AU's mission in Burundi and Sudan. Impressive achievements from the slightly confused young kid we saw in 1957. Do you know where he is now? What about Amelia, the Ghanaian girl who gave an impression of naivety and mainly seemed excited to have found a white friend in Susan?
When we all came here, you just took to me. You like me very much, I can see, and I like you. But I know you are a South African, and I am an African. But why is it that out here you are very friendly towards me, but down in South Africa, you don't do the same towards the Negroes that are living there? Can you tell me?
Amelia dedicated her life to helping the children of Ghana through education. She wrote articles on the subject and held the post of Executive Secretary of the Ghana National Commission on Children. She was quoted in an article, saying, "It is not only those who are imprisoned or who die for their country who are heroes. Heroes are being made every day, and most of them are not even known. If we strive for excellence in our area of endeavor and are willing to make sacrifices for the benefit of authors, each of us can become a hero."
Susan Rennie represented South Africa and staunchly defended the apartheid system. In the over 20 years of the Youth Forum, her country always sent a white delegate, despite whites being only about 15% of the population. Strangely enough, Susan declared that she felt discriminated against as a white South African.
Prejudices. I think I'm very prejudiced against the foreign press, particularly the American press, because I've come up against a lot of discrimination myself while I've been here. As a South African, everywhere I go, particularly in the schools, at the moment I mention that I'm from South Africa, I'm discriminated against in the sense that, well, the picture in South Africa, the situation has been so badly distorted and so exaggerated because racial news is sensational news. And so journalists have so distorted the picture in South Africa that when I come over here, I'm looked down upon, and I've really felt this discrimination. I haven't been treated as just an individual and a human being, and I feel that the press is responsible.
Susan was very emotional in the debate, having come upon a powerful opponent from Nigeria.
Have you been to South Africa?
I wouldn't even pay a penny to go there.
Well, then, how can you talk? How can you talk?
because I have the facts, people come in there, get every people, no means of living. How can I go there? I want a house, I want a home, I want position in society.
Well, look, they're getting it. They're getting exactly what they want.
Susan moved to America to attend university and pursued feminist studies. After her husband's death, Susan married Paula Lombard in 2014. In an essay written in 2020, Susan implied that she was pressured by her government to defend the discriminatory apartheid system, and that the views she espoused were not her own. She wrote, "I was supposed to be the official voice of South African youth. In intimate situations and small gatherings in homes and schools, I was honest about what I had done to get to New York, and what I thought of the true situation. This was a time of fearsome crackdowns on opponents of apartheid by the KGB-like special branch. I was too young to get jailed or put under house arrest, but perhaps I would lose my university scholarship. For all my anti-apartheid animus, I discovered I wasn't yet ready to be a martyr." Susan presently lives in New York with her wife.
Finally, the indisputable star of the show was the 16-year-old from Nigeria, Boniface Afakaja. He spoke with a confidence that was backed by facts.
Wait a minute, in the Johannesburg area, you have only one telephone to the whole Negro population.
Oh, rubbish.
Yes.
Where do you get your facts from?
Facts from books written on countable times on South Africa.
Well, that's a...
We are not the only...
Demonstrated poise and incredible oratory skills far beyond his age.
There, my boy.
What do the relatives do? You know what, Suzanne, what's one point you must get right down to the crux of the matter, is that in this country, the Africans are really the backbone of your economy. And it is one of that cases where you get this question of man's inhumanity to man. And every day you come here to complain about misrepresentation in the American press. In the actual matter of fact.
And even employed humor and wit, qualities which made him even more memorable.
How about you, Boniface? Have you met segregation at all here?
I've not met it. I think they must be pretty lucky, because I've been looking forward to get this segregation against me, but have not got it yet. It's an irony that the South African will get it and I wouldn't get it myself.
Can you imagine the effect he would have had on the audience of this show, in a still largely segregated America? Undoubtedly, they would have been stunned to see such a bright, intelligent and fearless African speaking on behalf of not just his country, but all Africans. Boniface was born in Kano State, Nigeria on May 21, 1940. He demonstrated remarkable oratory skills far beyond his age while still a student of the prestigious St. Gregory's College in Lagos. He studied history and economics at the University of London. Later he obtained a degree in the history of ideas from Sorbonne University in Paris. His daughters have commented that he was an extremely avid reader and a lifelong learner. Upon completing his education, Boniface pursued a career in broadcasting and interviewed many prominent figures while serving in this capacity. Eventually, he was appointed Director of News and Current Affairs in East Central State Broadcasting Service. In 1978, aged 38, Mr. Afakaja became the youngest Director General of the service, where he ran an efficient and innovative operation. After retiring from broadcasting, he pursued his entrepreneurial dreams and established a large farm named a.k.a. Farms, at the time the biggest in southeast Nigeria. Boniface married Ndidi Obianwo, an equally bright and educated lady who was also an alumni of Sorbonne University. Boniface was fluent in the French language and initially met Ndidi, who also spoke French for that reason. They had 2 sons, 5 daughters. Boniface took his personal Christian faith more seriously later in life. Sadly, he passed away on November 10, 2018, at the fulfilled age of 78 years, having touched many lives along the way. His daughters have recently commented on how moved they were by the overwhelming response their father has received, albeit posthumously. It is a pity that his global recognition came only after his passing. May he rest in perfect peace. Thanks for watching, and please share your thoughts and impressions in the comments. More episodes are on their way. Please share and subscribe.